Hello, everybody. My name is Laurel, and I am here to offer this practice to all of the people who are working on the front line right now. And so you're in my home. This is actually my office slash yoga space, and I am a yoga teacher and also a licensed clinical social worker. I have worked in all kinds of places, including psych ER and in disaster mental health and overseas and all of that. So I'm here to offer a trauma informed practice. It's a rather short one in hopes that you will be able to um, find the space and the time to do this. And for those of you who maybe are watching this later on, we're in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so many of our healthcare workers are doing what they do best, which is going out there and saving lives and taking care of people. And healthcare workers are so good at this. This is their strength. Like they shine in these times. And yet we still need our own self-care, our own um, our own way to just be okay with all the suffering that happens in the world. Um, and some of the principles from which I study have some Buddhist roots and also some yogic roots. And in Buddhism, one of the things that's said is that all beings will suffer, right? This is like a known. But there's ways that we can work with that suffering. And one of the ways that we can work with this is by practicing compassion for oneself as well as compassion for others, as well as um, finding ways to allow oneself to be here in the present moment. And so that's what I hope to offer you in the next 30 minutes or so. So if you can turn your phone off, put it aside, and come to your mat. If you don't have a mat, a piece of carpet is okay. A little piece of floor, even a chair. You could probably modify much of this for even sitting in a chair. And if you can and it feels comfortable for you, find a seat where you're sitting up really nice and tall. Allow your hands to just rest down in your lap. And it doesn't matter exactly how they rest, up, down, doesn't matter. Perhaps allow the eyes to soften or to close. And just take a moment to settle in, noticing here the breath that you bring into this very moment. And the breath may be a little shaky, it might be restricted, it might be quick, or perhaps it's slow. Just simply noticing whatever is present here. And opening your eyes, just take a moment to look around your space without any judgment. It's okay if there's messes around or things like that. And just look around your space, seeing, maybe what's hanging on the walls, what's sitting on the floor. Just orienting yourself into space and time, into this moment, knowing that here in this moment you are safe. You are in this space and you are okay. You are here. And if you choose to, you can close the eyes once again or just lower the gaze down towards the ground and feel the parts of your body that are touching the ground beneath you. So here you can maybe feel your sits bones, your legs, even feeling how your hands rest into your lap. Feeling that connection with the solid ground beneath you. Noticing not only what is present in your breath, but also what's present today in your thoughts. Just simply noticing them, what's present in your feelings, in your heart, what's present in your physical body. And if you have been working a lot, you might really feel tension here. You might feel tightness. You might feel almost like a vibration feeling or a heaviness, an ache, a discomfort. Allowing whatever is present to just be as it is. And when your mind wanders off, it's okay. Just kind of notice where it wanders off to and gently, with some kindness, gather it back here into this moment. And perhaps taking a moment to just place your hands over your energetic heart center, noticing just how is your heart today? And maybe there's sadness, maybe there's hope, allowing a little bit of curiosity to arise as you tune in. And perhaps you're setting an intention for this moment, for this practice. And maybe it is to practice kindness towards yourself, kindness towards, all of the people that you interact with day after day. And often for healthcare workers, it can be fairly natural to send that kindness off to others. But then sending that kindness and compassion to oneself may feel a little bit more challenging. Perhaps even saying to yourself, like, I am doing good work. I am safe. I am skilled. I am in this moment completely. I am strong. I am resilient. I am supported. So now releasing the arms down alongside the body. Just blink the eyes on open. Again, if you ever feel like your mind is going off a little more than you'd like it to, you can open the eyes. You can look around this space. Right. And so from here, just inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, lift them high, gaze up to the fingers. Exhale, release the hands. Let me get rid of that. And take the hands, clasp them behind your back. Inhale, lift up through the chest, lift the chest high, feel the arms reach back, breathe in. Exhale out. Inhale as if you're breathing in right to that space of your energetic heart. Exhale out. Release the arms down. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Grab onto your left wrist and reach over to the right side. Inhale back up to center and grab onto the right wrist. Reach to your left side. And it might be mirrored for you depending on your computer. Inhale, lift the hands and feel the arms reach and stretch up to the sky. Breathe in. Take the hands and place them behind the head. Roll the spine, roll the head down. Inhale, lift the head and heart, gaze up. Exhale, roll the spine. Allow the elbows to drop down. Inhale, lift the head and heart, gaze up. Exhale, roll the spine. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, roll the spine. One last time. This time we're going to hang out here, lifting the heart. Feel the heart rise, the elbows pull back. Breathe in. Exhale out. Release the hands down. Head. From here, just move your way onto hands and knees. And if your knees are a little sensitive, you can place a little blanket beneath them, especially if you have like a wool blanket or something, that might be a nice idea. Place the hands, spread them out wide on your mat. Feel the spine nice and long. Dip the belly downward, inhale, gaze up, and then exhale, roll the spine this way. So similar to what we were doing when you were seated, except now you're moving on to table and just feeling the entire length of your spine move. And part of why this movement is important is because the nervous system holds a lot of energy in it, especially when we're under stress. That's why we feel that tension in the body. That's why we notice these physiological reactions, like the heart quickening and the breath shortening, feeling hot, and even getting symptoms like a tummy ache or a headache. Come back now to neutral and just sink the hips back, lower the forehead towards the ground. If you have a block or something like a block around, you can go ahead and place your forehead on that. If not, you can just use your hands and take a few really deep breaths. And so when people are feeling particularly anxious or their nervous system is really, really revved up, slowing down the breath is critical. And so breathe in deeply through the nose, exhale slowly out through the mouth. Again, breathe in as deeply as you can in through the nose. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale, come up onto hands and knees. You're going to take the right toes and just reach them back. And here, rock yourself a little bit forward and back. So moving a bit of energy in the legs. And pivot and plant the back foot to the floor. Spin the toes out to the side of the mat. Reach the right arm up to the sky and then over the head towards the front of the mat. Feel this length through the side of your body and then maybe take some great big circles with your arm. So really deep breaths. And for people that feel a little bit more activated under stress, meaning like it feels like you just want to move the body, you can move a little bit more quickly. And for some people, slowing down is how they regulate the nervous system. And so for you, you might want to move a bit more slowly. Lower the hand down, lower the knee down, and extend the left leg back. Just rock it forward and back. And then spin the left toes to face the side of the mat. Left arm lifts up to the sky. Reach it over your head towards the front of the mat. And then nice big circles around. So yoga is a really fantastic way to allow the nervous system to settle, to come back into homeostasis, to come back into balance. Lower the hand down, lower the knee down. And from here, we're going to move into what's called puppy pose. And so you're going to kind of keep your bottom lifted up to the sky. Feel the shoulders dip down. So there's kind of an arch in the upper back. And then perhaps here, allow the head, the forehead maybe, to just rest on the ground. Concentrating on softening that space behind the heart, between the shoulder blades. And then slowly here, come back up. If it's within your practice and you'd like to, you can tuck the toes under, lift the hips up to the sky, coming up into a downward dog. And so if you have unregulated heart or high blood pressure, you may want to just stay with hands and knees or in child's pose. Otherwise, you can lift the hips on up. Feel the hips reach back and perhaps even wiggle one heel down to the floor and then the other. Maybe even shake out the head, yes and no. And slowly here, lower back down onto the knees. So, your choice, if you have a block, you can use it, or you can just place the hands together over to the left side of your mat. You're going to step the right foot all the way forward. You can use the block under the hands if you want, or maybe even a stack of books if you have that. Lift the head and heart, and then exhale, just rock it back. And so, we're going to move here with breathing. So, feel the breath flowing through the body. Again, you may choose to have the eyes open, really focusing here on this moment, because this is what we have, right? Is this very moment. That's it. Lunge deeply into the front knee. You can walk the hands up onto the thigh. Lunge nice and deeply here, and then reach the arms up to the sky. Gaze up. Breathe in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down to the block or the floor. Step it back, hands and knees. Your choice, child's pose, puppy pose, or downward dog. And take a few really big breaths here. That's it. So noticing the quality of your breath. And breath is something that, can anchor us right into this moment, into this present moment. The breath is something that can always kind of center us, to ground us. And that's like the name of the game when working in, situations that are high stress. It's staying present, staying grounded, feeling your body in the moment, right? Noticing your breath, feeling your center. Go ahead and come back up onto hands and knees. Again, you can move your hands over towards the right side of your mat and just step the left foot up towards the front of the mat. Come into a nice long lunge. And again, you can use a block beneath you if you choose. And then slowly here, just rock yourself forward and back. And so finding ways to center and ground, finding ways to move the body in this way when it's connected with deep breathing, this is just one way to regulate the nervous system. And lunge deeply into the front knee. Step, lift your chest up, hands on the front knee. Lunging deeply here, and then inhale, reach the arms up. Breathe in, feel the shoulders soften. Inhale, reach the fingertips up high, shoulders move up towards the ears, and then exhale, soften. One more time, inhale here, exhale, lower the hands down towards the floor or onto the block. Step back now onto hands and knees. Extend the right arm up to the sky, and then we're gonna thread the needle. So bring the right arm under the left. I'll show you what it looks like this. And then extend, if you choose to, the left arm forward. And so notice if you can perhaps extend the exhalation. So maybe you count in to 3 or 4 and exhale to 5 or 6. And gently place the left hand down to the floor. Inhale, reach the right arm up high. Maybe wiggle that out. Lower the hand down to the floor and then the other side. So now left arm reaches up and thread it through. Dropping the head down, extend the right arm forward. And I know that when I feel under stress, I hold a lot of tension and a lot of physical tightness in my shoulders and my neck and my back. And so a position like this is really beneficial. Even imagining that as you're breathing in, you're sending the breath, that energy of the breath, right to the area that's feeling like it needs a little more nourishment. And gently come back up. You can extend the left arm back up to the sky, maybe wiggle that around and lower it down. Good. From here, we're going to move on to lay on the back. So rolling all the weight down, just take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee. So you can hang out here if you want. If you have like something like a couch nearby, you can also lift the foot up onto the couch just to hold it there. If you don't have that and you want to feel a little more, you can draw the knee all the way in and hold on right through the leg. So this arm's going through the leg and behind the back of the leg. Close the eyes if that feels nourishing to you. And just notice the sensations that arise within the physical body. So here the breath, the focus of the breath is kind of here in the background. And the focus on the physical body is present as well. And maybe the emotional body as well. Sometimes having a good cry or even just to kind of like yell or, you know, things like that can be really helpful to just like have a bit of space to just do that, to release some of that energy and then come back here into this present moment. And perhaps as you slow down, that's what begins to arise. Lower now the left foot down to the floor. You can extend the right leg out. Maybe extend the left leg out. Feeling that length through the body here. And then bring both knees in. And you're going to do the other side. So now the right leg, or sorry, left ankle crosses over the right knee. Squeeze the right knee in. Allowing this to become a bit of a moving meditation. Where continuously we're bringing the attention and awareness back to here and now. And like you're going to do this 1,000 times throughout a practice. It's just going to keep happening. The mind will wander, we bring it back. And when we bring it back, we do it in this kind way where it's like, oh, my mind's busy. That's it. My mind's wandering. That's pretty normal. Just bring it back. And here, slowly, you can release the right leg, lower the left leg if you want to stretch those out, you may. Good. And then with the feet on the ground, just draw the knees in towards the chest. And you're going to drop the knees over to the right side, arms out to a T, gaze to the left side. And then roll yourself all the way over onto the right side. And slowly just kind of flop the left arm open, coming into that twist. And so we're just going to twist a few times here, somewhat dynamically. And then bring the knees back to center, and you can drop them over to the other side now. So over to the left side, arms can move to a T. Good. And then roll all the way over onto the left, flop the arm over and roll back in that twist, opening up. So nice and easy here. Almost as if we're allowing a bit of an unwinding to happen. Holding that twist for a moment. And then coming right onto the back, draw just the right knee in towards the chest. Hug that in. Good. Maybe begin to extend the left leg out. Mhm. Trying to find a good spot there. There we go. And so as you squeeze the right knee in, you might begin to feel a bit of tightness and tension in the right hip. And that kind of makes sense because energetically, that part of the body is really connected to our fight or flight signals. If you think about it, that part of the body, like the hip flexors and the psoas, that allows us to run, it allows us to jump, it allows us to walk. And there's that fight or flight where for some people, and freeze too, for some people, like energetically, things just get a little stuck there when we're under significant stress. And what we are going through right now is a bit of a trauma to so many. Right? It's a traumatic situation. It doesn't mean that everyone will be traumatized by it, but it is a traumatic situation. And so sending a little bit of love right to that area, right into that crease of the hip, the right hip. And then slowly here you can release that out and squeeze the left leg in. Now, if this tends to hurt your lower back at all, I invite you to keep the right knee bent. If it doesn't hurt your lower back, you can have the right leg straightened out. And then just notice the sensation that arises in the left hip crease. Slowly here you can release that out and then allow your body to just lie in Shavasana. So here your arms and legs, maybe they flop out, but for some people, they feel a little bit more safe and supported with things crossed. You could also lie on your side, on your belly. You could even curl up into a little ball. So just play around with the idea of like, in what way do you feel the most safe and nourished? And then I invite you to find that position for your own body. And so the practice of Shavasana, it's kind of the chance at the end of a movement practice to allow for a little bit of final integration and calming. So as you lay here, eyes closed perhaps, you can just allow your body to settle here into the ground. Come to a nice, natural, soft breath. You might notice if there's any kind of residual tension here in the body, and if there is, it's okay for it to be there. Maybe even just kind of notice, like, is it there completely? Is it, does it change? Does it come and go? Perhaps noticing a heaviness in the arms and the legs. allowing the torso to become heavy. Any sensations in the neck, shoulders, maybe even inviting in a little bit of kindness and softness to those areas of the body, allowing a bit of softness in the jaw, the tongue, the eyes, forehead. Each and every breath here nourishing your body, filling your body with that compassionate energy. Perhaps even imagine as if your body is being held, your whole being, not just your physical body, your emotional, your energetic body, your subtle body, just being held just as, you might hold somebody that you care very, very deeply for. Here you're being held in just the most infinite care, being held in the most beautiful way. Knowing that here in this moment you are being held by this practice, by my voice, by the energy that I am, sending out to you. You're being held by all the people who love you in your life, that you're not alone. And it's okay to be held in this way. Welcome it in. And so you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like to. If you feel like you're ready to move your body a little bit, I invite you to wiggle the fingers, toes, and circle the ankles and the wrists, maybe even giving yourself a big stretch. Taking in a deep breath, exhale a sigh. Perhaps rolling over onto your favorite side and slowly bringing yourself all the way up until you're seated. Once you are seated, I invite you to take one or maybe both hands, placing them over the heart, or maybe one hand on the heart and one hand over the solar plexus. Taking a moment again to center, to ground, to just be. Noticing how you feel within your physical body, your emotional being, your energetic body, your thoughts, your mind. Noticing the breath once again. Knowing that this practice has the ability to just shift things, even 2 or 3 minutes can ground and center. And bringing the palms together in front of your heart, doing so in an act of gratitude for this practice, for all the teachers who came before us, for these teachings originally from the East to thousands of years of teachers. And perhaps even connecting with one thing that you're grateful for in this moment. And maybe it is the health of your being. Maybe it is just this time, this practice. I thank you all so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Om. Peace Peace Peace. Thank you. And I'll be here 4:15 Mountain Time. I'm in Denver every Monday until this COVID crisis pandemic um, mellows out. So please join me again. And this is my first time doing a YouTube live, but I think that it will then be on this channel for you to watch again in the future. So please share. Feel free to leave kind comments or reach out to me directly. I'm happy to hear from everybody. So I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. And thank you for the hearts in the chat. Thank you. See you all again soon.